everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, if you can't tell by the title, I will be taking you through my payday routine and how I track and manage my money as a 23-year-old who works in tech. Please note that I am not a financial advisor, but I am a Filipino American who, growing up, money wasn't really talked about and was kind of considered taboo in my community. I wanted to just share the steps that I'm taking to becoming financially literate so I can take charge of my money and have a healthy relationship with it. I also just want to mention that talking about money is a huge privilege for a lot of us. We're also on very different financial journeys and live very different lifestyles. Nonetheless, if you are at the beginning of your financial journey, please don't be too overwhelmed. I know how that can feel, and it is a lot of information. Just take it day by day and continue to practice what you've learned. So take what you want, leave what you don't want. Let me know your thoughts below because I'm constantly learning and would love to hear what all of you do. First things first, before we even begin on what I do on payday, I want to just walk you guys through a quick diagram of how my money flows through all of my accounts. I thought this might be helpful because when I was first studying about money, I was always curious as to what accounts people have open. So here's my little diagram that I set up for all of you.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
Before my paycheck even hits my bank account, my money goes towards taxes and my Roth 401k. And my 401k is just a retirement savings plan that I have opened with my company. I currently put in 11% of my paycheck and they match me at 4%. And they take this out before, again, the paycheck hits my checkings account. So
out of sight, out of mind.
After my taxes, my money goes again into my checkings account with a direct deposit. And from there, my money is kind of split up into 3 different places. The first place is savings account. I have reoccurring transfers that are set up bi-weekly, since that's when I get paid, that will automatically put around 15% of my paycheck. And within my savings accounts, I have different buckets or goals that I want to hit that are either short-term or long-term. I also have this as separate as an emergency fund because it's really important that you have an emergency fund set up. The recommended or suggested amount of having in your emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your expenses. For me personally, I have at least a year saved because if an emergency happens, I know that I have more than enough. But I hit that goal last year, so I'm not currently contributing to it. The place my money goes towards is my credit card accounts and mobile payment apps. So if I owe money through Zelle, Venmo, etc., any debts that I need to pay off. And then lastly, additional investment accounts. So my Roth IRA, I have my own personal Roth IRA, which is similar to my Roth 401k. If your company doesn't offer a 401k or you want to start your own retirement account, open up a Roth IRA. The maximum amount of money that you can save is $6,000 if you're under 50 or $7,000 if you're over 50 a year. And since I have my Roth 401k, I don't max out my Roth IRA, and that's just a personal choice. The other investment account, as you guys see here, are my personal stocks. So that's my own investing account through Robinhood. I know.
Oh, tomato, tomato, tomato.
People either love Robinhood or hate Robinhood. That's just what I've been using since I started. I don't automatically put money in here. I only put money in here sometimes if I want to buy a certain stock or if I have extra money left over in the month and want to just have that extra buying power for when I need it. But now that we all have that settled, I'll take you guys through what I actually do on payday. First thing I'll do is open up my bank account and see how much my paycheck was and transfer any of the money that I have in my Venmo or PayPal. This isn't sponsored, but I personally use Ally and absolutely love them. The main reason I switched over to an online banking account is because as of January 2022, they offer an APY of 0.50%, which is higher than the national average of 0.06%. One thing that I will say that is a con about them is that you still can withdraw money, you just can't deposit money into your account. If you are interested in opening up an account with Ally Bank but do carry a lot of cash on hand, I would maybe suggest keeping your checkings account with the current bank you have and open up a savings account with them because their APY is so good. I also love them because, like I mentioned earlier, I have reoccurring transfers that go into my savings account every 2 weeks. And when this happens, it actually has like little buckets in my savings account that I can see and set target dates for and goals for and track, which I think is absolutely amazing because that keeps me so organized. So after checking my accounts, I'll head over to EveryDollar, and I love EveryDollar. I actually just started using that this year, but I just input my income and log any expenses that I had for the week. And when I log my expenses, I actually do this on a weekly basis. So at the end of the month, I'm not scrambling to look through all my transactions and all my accounts and everything. I do this manually. I input all my transactions manually. I just find that easier, and I become more conscious of the things that I'm spending on and where I'm at. When I log my expenses, I'll actually go through all of my accounts, so Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, all my credit card accounts, and just log all those transactions in there. So let me open EveryDollar. I'm a little over budget, as you can see, but it's important not to be so hard on yourself if you're over your budget. I kind of covered some of the screen. What I will show you guys is that it's really cool because you can have your savings buckets, housing, what I planned it was and what it actually was, and transportation. We'll go into a little bit more about how I budget a little bit later on in the video, but this is what EveryDollar looks like. So let me actually just add an expense that I didn't track. So let's see. So I drank this weekend. So I'm actually going to put $4.35 for how much I paid for drinks. I'll put like a little note sometimes going out, and then I will put that in my going out budget, and we'll go ahead and track your expense. And it's as easy as that. The next thing I would do, and it kind of happens in tandem with step 2 when I'm going through EveryDollar, when I'm logging my expenses and all my transactions, since I'm already going into each of my credit cards accounts to just pay off whatever debt that I owe. I do pay off my credit cards on a bi-weekly basis because I want my credit card utilization to be low, which is a factor that plays into your credit score. I also want to see how much I actually have in my checkings account. I don't want to think I have $2,000 when in reality I actually have $700 if I were to pay off my credit cards. Second part of this video, a little bonus if you will, we'll dive a little deeper into EveryDollar and budget together for the month of February. I know everyone has a different view on budgeting.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls avoid budgeting.
Even in the book that is my holy grail, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, that budgeting is stupid and that it should actually all be about conscious spending. And I do both. Because again, that's what works best for me. I don't mind sitting here and manually tracking all my expenses and stuff. It gives me a peace of mind. So do you, boo. So when you're making a new budget, you can see this drop down here. I clicked February, and I think it copied everything that was in my January 2022 budget. For demonstration purposes, let's say I make $10,000 a month. I'm manifesting that right now, actually, by this video.
Power by Jikh. Get in motion, my friends.
But I'll go ahead and would put my expected income here. It's already in here for you guys. So another tip, I have user testing here, and that's what the website is called. It's called user testing. If you guys want to make extra income, I would definitely say do this because it's so fun. Like, I think it's so fun. I got paid for literally just giving my opinion on websites. So after I input my expected income, I'll take a look at what I have planned for the month of February with my lovely calendar. More ASMR. Yeah, so I'll take a look at what I have planned for February and just see like what events are coming up. So I know that this month I have a few lash appointments. I'm going to the doctors to buy contact lenses. So I'll just go through and review my calendar and be mindful of like, okay, I might be submitting some more things here. But when it comes to budgeting, I'm not too hard on myself. For me, it's a mindfulness check. I do value certain things in my life, and if I haven't planned for it, I'll be mindful and redistribute in another area. So like, for example, I really value my relationships with my friends, and so if one of my friends are unexpectedly in San Diego, or we're celebrating something for someone that I didn't know about ahead of time, I'll just not spend as much money in home improvement. Like I mentioned, savings, this goal stays the same. I reevaluate my savings goals actually every quarter, since that's when I sometimes get to see if like my income has changed at all and seeing if I can add more or less money to this. Mortgage, this also stays the same, roughly around the same amount. For transportation, I don't want to spend any more than $80 since I work from home. I don't really drive around that much. For food, groceries, we can do $220. Let's actually put $120 in my takeout as well, since I know that I have some different plans with people. Again, if you don't like budgeting, I'm not holding a gun to your head and I'm like, you better freaking budget or you're gonna be poor for the rest of your life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying find what works for you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I covered a lot, but wanted to give you guys a place to start or a different perspective on ways you can manage your money. But please don't just take what I say, do your research and dig into other different things that people do to becoming more financially literate. I also just want to highlight some money gurus that I love, and I'll actually link all of them in the description below. The first one that I recommend is actually the inspiration for this video. Her name is Sullivan, and she's the reason I actually learned about EveryDollar. I'll also name the OG GOATs, Stephan and Jikh, who, if you want to learn more about the stock market and how to invest as a beginner, go check them out. For podcasts, I love So Many by Farnoosh Torbi. Literally my finance mom. I love listening to her, and she's really funny too. She always has some good listens. And then Money Please with Brenna Nat. Absolutely love her too. If you're a beginner in your finance journey, she covers a lot. And then lastly, my holy grail, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I refer to this book all the time if I ever have any money questions. This book is amazing, and I'm actually going to start reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill since my dad recommended it. Again, thank you for watching. Please like this video if it helped you in some way. And thank you for letting me share some knowledge with all of you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Cool. Nice.